Okay, we're going to stop at the BK shop and see if they've got some coffee. Let's see. Maybe we can just do a bit of a drive-by here. Don't waste any time. Cafe. All right, we're going to continue on. Good morning, everybody. So, I had a really comfortable night here at this church dorm room that I showed you last night. It was kind of cool. Very basic, but did me really, really well. I was really quite surprised that when I got up this morning, I didn't see the roofs weren't wet and the ground didn't look wet. I couldn't hear whether or not it was raining or not. So I had a good night here, and it was quite comfortable. I had those windows open there. I had those open all night long, and only had one or two bugs come in. So again, just like I was saying last time, at my cousin's places, here in Europe, they just leave the doors open in the summertime. I love it. Anyways, I'm going to leave my room. So you hear, I don't know if you can hear in the distance, there's organ playing. Imagine that that's the service because it is Sunday morning. I was told that by the person that brought me here that there is a restaurant, not a restaurant, sorry, a grocery store in town. I was kind of surprised to hear that, and I'm not sure if she realized or forgot that it was Sunday today, because my experience so far here is that everything is pretty much closed up on Sundays, save bakeries and little cafes and that sort of thing. But other than that, everything else is closed up. So we're going to go check it out. And here I am. So I left my bike. They asked me to leave my bike in the hallway here down on the first floor. And I've done that, and you can see. So I'm going to put my stuff down. I'm going to pack up. And let's go to see if the grocery store's open. And hopefully they've got some coffee. We'll check it out. There's only one way to know. All right. See you there. Well, welcome to sleepy Sunday morning, Maria Schmolln. Schmolln? I don't know. We'll get that right. I'll put the correct spelling down below here. All right, let's go and see if we can get some coffee. Morning. That's the store she was talking about. It looks open, so she said it was open until noon. It's just after 8 o'clock right now, so. And there's a view of the church. Beautiful church. As always in these towns, very well kept. The center of the community. So let's go see if we can get some coffee. So unfortunately there was no coffee at this grocery store, but I did manage to get a bun and some fruit. And so I'm just going to have to go coffeeless for my second coffee this morning and continue. So let's get back on the route. I guess we're going to have to weed ourselves through this area here. So there isn't much room to go anywhere else. All right, here we go. Oh, there's a cafe right over there, and it is closed. Okay, so time to go. For some reason, seemed to be flat this morning. Just an extension of yesterday, even though I think I had a pretty good night's sleep. But maybe I'm not getting some, maybe I'm deficient in something. I don't know, iron. I'm trying to keep up with just basic supplements. Maybe I'm not getting enough protein. Who knows? But I guess we're just gonna have to work on that. I think I might be going the wrong way here. Yes, I am. So I'm gonna have to turn around. There, let's go this way. I have a feeling there's going to be some more climbing today. Hopefully not too much. Plan is to get about 100, at least 100 kilometers today. I mean, I'd like to break the 100 kilometer mark at least once. But I left the hotel. Sorry, I left the church just a little after 8, and now it's 20 minutes to 9, and I'm on my way. So I think 100 kilometers by the end of the day. It looks like I might be able to make it to the Bavarian National Park. Morgan. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. There appears to be lots of accommodation in the area, as there usually is around national parks. There's also a number of warm showers hosts. So we'll see how far I can get, how the weather holds out. You can see that it's cloudy, sunny. You can also see that it appears it hasn't rained. And that's in contrast to the weather forecast last night. It said it was supposed to pour all night, which is part of the reason I took this room. But anyways. Oops. Morning. Morgan. Lovely. Oh, that's nice and cool. I'm really liking that. It looks like we're getting on to the route right here. This is lovely. This is really nice. Well, thank you very much, Maria Schmolln. And let's make our way out of town. Morgan. Oops, right idea, wrong way. Here we go. Yeah, I think this is the way we need to go. Well, this was the next larger town on the route, about 10k out of where I left, and I was hoping to stop here and grab a coffee, but nothing seems to be open. And it's just a lot of up and down, kind of like in southern Ontario. That's okay. Oh well, time to move on to the next town in search of a cup of coffee. I've come all the way to Austria, or all the way to Europe, just for coffee. And maybe a little bit of the scenery and the culture, and to see Poland and to meet my wife. Not necessarily in that order. Oops. Ah, yes. And here too you see the occasional open-piped Harley-Davidson or V-twin cruiser bike. Not a whole lot of them, but just enough to be mildly annoying when they pass by. So it's Sunday on what's supposed to be a long weekend. And there's a parking lot here, a huge parking lot. I guess for people who want to come out and enjoy the water. But there's nobody, nobody. There's 2 cars in this entire parking lot. And it looks like a lovely little lake. Looks like there's a beach over there. So I guess people have other things to do on Sunday mornings. Like maybe go to church. Or maybe it's just too early. But it's 20 after 9, so you'd think that people would want to get a jump on the day. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe they've already spent their time recreating the last week because and certainly the last couple of days of this weekend, because it's been so sunny and hot. But not today. And I'm liking it. And it can stay like this as far as I'm concerned. It's a bit humid, just a bit, but when the temperature's lower, the humidity doesn't feel so bad. And it does bring out the sense of all the flowers and the foliage that I'm riding through as I go up and down all these hills. Yeah. Anyways, not sure how far Passau is, but that might be my next bet for coffee. Did I mention I'm looking for a cup of coffee? So after being on the road for the last hour, the route has taken me along this bicycle path. I believe it's part of the Eurovelo route system through Austria. And so it's nice. Get off the road for a while. Not that the road was really an issue because there was hardly any traffic at all. But this is kind of nice. Again, riding through farmers' fields and orchards. There's a ton of apples on the ground back there. I'm not sure what they were, but they look perfectly edible. And there's a bunch of birds here that I've never seen before. I don't know if you can see this one here. Actually, it looks like a great blue. This one up here. Yeah. Seeing as we're by a body of water, and it probably likes to hang out here and grab crayfish and frogs and whatever else might be here, little fish. But yes, it's nice to get onto a little bit more of an intimate route for a little while here. I'm not sure how long this goes, but we'll just follow it for as long as we need to. And it looks like the sun wants to come out in spots, but I'm relying on the just overall effect of the weather system coming through to just keep it slightly clouded and cooler. You know, maybe after a few days of this, I'll be ready for some more sun. But for now, this is ideal. Okay. I love that these cornfields are right up against the path. And this is something that we don't see in North America. All the farmers' fields are right up to the path. There's no fences. There's no wide shoulders, if you will. Usually there's, probably 10 meters between the path or the road and the crops. Morning. But not here. No, you ride right through it. This is kind of cool. And looks like the corn is just about ready to go here. So I don't know. Looks like back there somebody peeled one off to maybe have a look and see what state it's in, but it looks pretty good. Maybe I should just peel myself off a few ears and somehow try and cook it tonight. Nah, I'm sure Farmer Schmidt or whoever is keeping a close eye on his crops. Anybody putting their hands on them will probably come flying down the road. Okay, so it looks like we're coming up to another town and perhaps going on to another road. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we're on Route 6. I don't know if that's the official Eurovelo route format. But, oops. And of course, as I was yakking, I missed my turn. So let's go and see where I should have turned off. There we go. That little left turn over there. That's where I should have gone. All right. I love these little roadways that take you through these little communities. You never know what you're going to see. Ordening. We are in ordening. I think that's the same lady I saw back there. All right. Yeah, good morning to you too. Oh, a little bit of climbing here. Always climbing to keep me honest. Oh wow. Strong smell through here. And it doesn't smell terribly great. Okay. Nothing special here, just a little farming community. Sleepy farming community on a Sunday morning. I hope we don't have to go up this little rise here on the right. And nope, keep going left. That's cool. Ooh, okay, this looks like there's possibilities here for coffee. Let's check it out. Stop signs, but yield signs at intersections. It looks like this road might be taking me away from the center of the town. That's fine. Morning. Servus. I gotta start saying that back. I guess I'm not doing it because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it properly. Even if it sounds like it, maybe it's good enough. I don't know. Looks like I'm a little early for the European Street Food Festival. Oh well. Maybe we can come back here between the 6th and 7th of September. I should be well on my way, probably from Gdansk. Down to Warsaw. So I'm getting very close to a town called, what is it here? Obenburg am Inn. So it's Obenburg on the Inn River. So I don't know if you can see the difference in the cloud cover, but up ahead the clouds look a lot darker. Sometimes that can be an illusion. If it's lighter where you are, your pupils narrow down and things seem a little bit darker in the distance in contrast, but judging from how things have been over the last couple of days where the clouds have come in, we've even seen lightning like last night when I was at that Little, and nothing, not a drop. So maybe that's just going to be the case here. But the weather report forecast seems to indicate rain, and at times it says 100%. But I'm not sure how that works if it's been forecasting 100% and we don't get a drop. Oh well. Maybe the weather patterns and the way it all works here in Europe is different. Oh, sounds like something's caught in my rotor. And looks like we are either entering or leaving the Republic of Austria. So
So we're now in Germany. We're certainly out of Obenburg, and that was pretty quick. There was a gas station back there. It was open. Looked like I could probably have grabbed a coffee, but there's another town just on the other side of the Inn River, which we're about to cross here. Let's check it out. Wow, it's a big river. Let's check it out. Well, it looks like a big dam there. I'm not sure if there's any hydroelectric activity going on there, or they're just controlling the river. But yeah, that's quite the big river. If there is another gas station in this coming little town here, which is called, let's get to it. Eggfling. Okay. Oh, and we're just coming into Germany now. So yeah, so the Inn River is the international border between two countries. All right. Well, I kind of half expected to see the police set up on the bridge there coming across into Germany from Austria, like we saw in Salzburg or Friesling. I'm not sure if it was or in between. Anyways, that's where the border is, but none of that here. So I guess it's they can't police every border. I guess some borders are more popular for migrants to come across than others, or I don't know how that works. Anyways, none of that here. Okay, we're going to stop at the BK shop and see if they've got some coffee. Let's see, maybe we can just do a bit of a drive-by here. Don't waste any time. Cafe. All right, we're going to continue on. The other thing that I'm noticing here is certainly e-bikes are huge, and most people seem to be using them. But also cruiser bikes, just, you're sitting upright with a big sprung seat, swept back bars, little basket on the front, very city, urban type of cycling. A little more than we see in North America. That's kind of cool, because it's very comfortable to ride those bikes. And next town is Verding, and looks like it's a bit of a town, and maybe a gas station, and maybe some coffee. Maybe I should just stop talking about coffee, and then all of a sudden it'll just show up. Looks like cars can't pass through here. I guess they're doing some construction here, but bicycles can. And I'm going to. Okay, there we go. Now, just out of nowhere, this little lake shows up. Yeah. Looks like a few families are out there taking advantage, but it's certainly warm enough to swim and hang out. But again, like that first lake that we saw way back, really not much going on at all. Well, the sun can't decide whether it wants to come out or not, but it's mostly not. But the temperature certainly has gone up, and you feel the humidity a lot more. Just hope that sun stays away. Okay, as you can see in some of the signage here, I am in the town of Passau. And looks like there's lots of services, but again, as timing would have it, and I guess it's got to happen once every 7 days, it's Sunday, and none of the grocery stores seem to be open. So, I was sitting in a McDonald's back there, very different experience. Food is pretty much the same. They have all these little international burgers. I didn't want to whip out the camera in the McDonald's, so there was too many people around. So, but I got the Canada burger, the barbecue maple barbecue burger, and it was just like a McDonald's bacon and cheeseburger with a few pickles on it. So it was pretty good. Got some attitude from the server. He said he was talking English to me, but I couldn't fucking understand a word he was saying. So anyways, we got through it. Had my burger. And of course, part of the reason I was there was also to see or figure out where I'm going to stay tonight. So there's a campground about 28 kilometers north of town. That looks pretty good. It's off the path. It's off the route a little bit, but not too much. So I should be okay. Again, because of my data plan, I can't call them unless, of course, they're on WhatsApp or whatever. So I'm just going to rely on showing up. It's in the. It's not in, but it's around the Bavaria National Park area. So, but it's what is it? It's just 20 after 1 and 20. So it's like 30 kilometers basically. So it should get there, in a reasonable time. I'm not going to push it. If there's lots of hills. If I can get further, I will. There's a number of campsites that are a bit further up, but like 55, 60 kilometers. I'm not sure if I want to push it that hard. I'm going to also try and look for some food here somewhere, but it's not looking likely. Not with all the every site you go to for a grocery store closed. Tomorrow morning would be great. Not now, but I've got a dehydrated meal with me. And then I'm sure I will be able to find a bakery or something. Maybe I'll just go to a bakery and grab a sandwich and throw it in my bag, and that'll be part of my dinner. Pretty good. So I've broken off the regular route, and I've got onto the Google Maps route. So this bike path here continues along the river on the left side, all the way to a point. And I guess that's where the in-river and what other river does it intersect with? Is it 2 or 3 rivers that intersect here? Anyways, so we get to that point, and then there's a big bridge that goes across to the other side, and then I continue north. But this is lovely. This is actually very nice. So this is Passau. We're pretty close to the Czech border. I think it goes right through the middle of Bavaria National Park. Oops. I don't know if I'm supposed to be on this trail. I don't see any other cyclists along here. And that's quite the drop off there. Oops. Well, this is the way Google Maps is telling me to go, so, you know, who might argue, right? Besides, this is quite nice. And if I took the other route, then I would have missed this completely, I think. Because I'm paralleling the other route, but the other route stays up on the streets. So, okay, so I'm going to turn this off. I think we've had enough. You've seen enough? Of course, as soon as we get around the corner, there'll be a brand new view, and I'll want to show it to you. So Google Maps thinks that this is a good place to ride your bicycle. And I guess it depends on the kind of bicycle you're riding. But, yeah. This is not so great for riding a loaded bicycle with relatively narrow tires. Of course, if you live in a place like this, then you're probably scratching your head thinking, what's the problem? Going back into the town center, I guess, and then we'll pick up the road that goes over the bridge eventually, and it looks like we're heading straight towards the ride with the GPS route. Usually Google Maps tries to be faster, and sometimes it just wants to take you through, I don't know, silly places that it thinks you would enjoy, maybe, I don't know, or that are flatter. But this particular section is neither. Yeah, see, those guys have the right idea. They have mountain bikes with full suspension. Me, not so much. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so let's just get over this bridge then, shall we? Ah, smooth pavement. What a concept. Bunch of bicycles there, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a show where we are. There. Okay, very nice. Lovely, lovely river. But I think that's just about all we're going to see of the river. It's not far beyond this point. We make a right turn here, and then we go in. Oh no, we follow the other river for a while, but yeah, eventually we go inland. But maybe not so much, not quite yet. In case you're wondering, I'm just about to take a picture of this view, so perhaps the picture will look better than the video. We'll see. You'll see. As soon as you go away from the water, it is up. So far, this is a significant up. Kind of reminds me of Cornwall, actually. Climbing out of Passau ever so slowly. Well, as with most climbs, When you get to the top, you get the view. So there you go, bought and paid for. So those clouds that ahead don't look so great. But I don't know, maybe they're going the other way. I think I got a bit of a tailwind. So maybe it's just pushing those clouds all out ahead of me, and I'll just be following them, but won't crash into them, I hope. But it is humid enough to, for thunderstorms, I would think. Either that or I'm just sweating because I just did a really big climb. But anyways, I guess we'll find out. Oh, this is kind of nice. What are these things? No, it's not watermelon. It's not canola. Well, maybe it is canola. I've never been that close to canola. Nah, I don't think so. Anyways, talking to myself. Enjoy the views. Enjoy the views. Wow. Looks like we're coming up to a little hamlet here called camping. Something tells me I won't be able to camp here. It's kind of a cool name though. Poor car drivers. They had to stay behind me coming up that little climb there around the curve. But they don't really complain. Not quite as bad as North America, just by virtue of the fact that there's so many cyclists out here. Update. Okay, I just got an email back from these people. But after careful consideration and thinking about the options, I've passed the 2 exits back there that would have taken me to a couple of campsites, and decide to continue on to Anders campsite. I'm on a pretty stiff climb here, so when I get to the top I will have a look at the emails, and hopefully they will be very considerate and help me out as best they can. And a lot of mine have a campsite there available for me when I get there, which is probably going to be after they close at 6:30. So, but we will see what they say. Anyways, gotta continue the climb. least climbing does have its payoff. And like I alluded to before, several clips ago, but lovely views from up here. I have a feeling I've still got quite a bit of climbing yet ahead, even though I'm only 14 kilometers from the campground. Julia, our friend at the campground at Anderswoe campground. She said no problem, pay in the morning, and she said if you go into the common room and you take any snacks or ice cream or whatever, just leave us a note on the fridge and we'll add it to your tab in the morning. So that means there's access to extra food, even if it is munchies. Anyways, it just keeps getting better and better. Can't get enough of these views. Pretty. And we got some mountains ahead here. And that's kind of the direction I'm going. Hey everyone. So just wanted to give you a quick update on how the rest of the day went. The campsite situation was perfectly flawless. I got here, the office wasn't open, but there were a number of campsites available. Campsite number 41 that she blocked off for me, not great. So I grabbed the campsite beside it, which was also seemed to be vacant. And the fact that I got here after 7 o'clock, I was pretty sure that nobody else was going to show up. So I grabbed that and set up my tent. Everything was fine. Like 10 minutes after I got here and started setting up my camp, there was a lovely fellow by the name of Toby from Stuttgart who was camped beside me, who offered me a bowl of spaghetti, which was really, really nice. Lovely pasta and spaghetti sauce that he had made himself. Just absolutely delicious. They had lots more left over from their dinner than they had thought that they'd have. So, and like me, they don't like to waste food. So, hey, given that I had a 120-kilometer day today and over 1,800 meters of elevation, I was game for just about anything. So after setting up camp, having a shower, getting myself settled in, I went over and availed myself of their offer, and it was delicious. So just came back to my camp, um, had my dinner, sent off a few texts, and I'm ready to. I think I'm ready. I'm done for the night. So uh, was a was a really challenging day. Certainly a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. Um, More elevation in one day than I've had. I don't know if I've ever had 1,800 meters of elevation in one day. Maybe on the GDMBR. I'm not sure, but I'll have to check those stats. But it certainly was a really challenging day. But thankfully, all of the roads, or most of the roads, were paved. I got here at around 7:05, uh, and which was perfectly fine. It gave me enough time to set up camp in the light and have my dinner and kind of spend some time chilling out, have a beer. Of course, I'm going to have a beer, uh, and so that's that. So oops, the light just went out, and so I'm going to have to use my light here just a minute. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the plan tomorrow is to ride. We're right on the Czech border here, and we're quite high here at 1,100 meters above sea level. Lots of climbing today, but really happy that I did it because um, the temperatures up here are really quite cool. As you can see, I've got my down jacket on. I've got my cycling pants on. I've got my toque on. So and I'm just warm enough. Um, Love it. It should be an excellent night for sleeping. And tomorrow it's time to head into the Czech Republic and make my way towards Prague. My ride with GPS route shows me that there is a way to get through the border from here, from this elevation. I'm going to check that out tomorrow. Google Maps, which I used for most of the ride here, suggests that I'd ride back down about 5 or 10 kilometers. I'm not sure, and then take a road that goes into the Czech Republic from there. So we'll see how that goes, and of course I'll let you know all about it, how it goes. But that's for tomorrow. Today was an awesome day, and thanks for hanging in there with me. And we will see you tomorrow. Okay, cheers.